So I just got done watching the Tyson Fury Oleksandr Usyk rematch, and it's official now. Oleksandr Usyk has cemented himself as not only the greatest heavyweight of this era, but easily top 10 of all time. Tyson Fury came in, and I thought he looked really good in that fight. He made the adjustments that he needed to make. He was standing his ground. He tried his best to take center ring. He was standing on his jab, putting meat behind it. He hurt Usyk quite a few times during the fight, but it just wasn't enough. He gave 110% in that fight. We will never see a better Tyson Fury again. And Usyk just proved to be the better man once again. Like I've only watched it once raw. I'm gonna go back on another video after I watch it back a couple times and break it down properly. But yeah, I thought it was a much closer fight than the first one, which is ironic because the first one was a split and this one was a unanimous. But I had a Usyk 116, 113 in this fight. And a lot of those rounds were close swing rounds where towards the end of the round I was struggling to think who to give it to. Like I really was impressed with Tyson Fury. So credit where credit's due. But Usyk is just on another level, man. Dubois came in, stormed the ring, and said that he wants a rematch. Usyk agreed to it. I will say though, as much as Usyk's boxing brain and technical skills are still intact, I did notice a slight decline in his athletic ability. I think his speed, reflexes are not quite what they once were. Like the guy is 38, is to be expected. So I would be quite worried for Usyk going into a Dubois rematch. I would still edge him and pick him just purely on experience and intellect alone. It would just be a battle of intellect versus athleticism, really. But yeah, quickly break down the undercard. Dave Allen, Johnny Fisher. A robbery, in my opinion. I had it easily to Dave Allen. I was really impressed by him, too. Like the first couple rounds, I wasn't surprised in the second round if Dave Allen got knocked out, but he survived. And in the third round, I started noticing a shift in the tide. And just the experience of Dave Allen was just evident to see. Johnny Fisher, for me, did not impress me at all. His defense was shocking. Like Dave Allen wasn't thrown with any great speed, but he was able to find that overhand right again and again. Just Dave Allen looking away from the target. It was schoolboy mistakes, really. Telegraphing all of his punches. There was just it baffles me that some people still used to believe that he could take on Moses Itauma. And speaking of Moses Itauma, this guy is the fucking future, man. I was concerned for him going into this fight with Dempsey McKean. I was like, is it too much too soon? You know, Dempsey McKean may be a top 15 worldwide heavyweight. Atama's only 19. He blows him out the water in 2 fucking minutes, man. Beautiful combinations, blinding hand speed, great killer instinct. This guy is a future undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, without a doubt. Like, I know there's talk of, Dubois having the rematch with Usyk, but after that performance with Itama, I'd say put him in with Dubois. I'd love to see him against Fabio Wardley, though. If the Dubois fight doesn't happen against Fabio Wardley, that would be a cracking fight. I would pay good money to see that. And yeah, Boacek, Ishmael Davis, great performance coming in off a fortnight's notice. He gave everything. He took some great shots from Boacek, but he just wasn't able to hurt Boacek. Every time that he landed something, Boacek just kept coming forward with that relentless pressure, and it just wore him down after. I think his corner stop in the fight was the right decision. You know, there wasn't enough rounds for him to make up ground on the scorecards. He was clearly not hurting Boacek, so he wasn't going to knock him out. There was no point on a fight where you didn't even have a training camp for. You took at the last minute. No point taking unnecessary punishment. Live to fight another day. And yep, with the main event, classic. A fight we will remember forever. I don't think it was as dramatic as the first fight, where there was a lot more significant ebbs and flows. It was pretty close throughout. But definitely, the right man won in the end. And Oleksandr Usyk, like I said, cements himself as one of the greatest of all time. And people need to start putting respect on Usyk's name now. No more of that, he's a little man, he's a rabbit, all that nonsense. He is one of the greatest fighters of all time. To do what he has done in 23 fights, undisputed at cruiserweight, probably the best cruiserweight division of all time as well, to come up to the biggest heavyweight era in history, slay every single giant that lay in front of him, beating AJ twice, beating Dubois, beating Fury twice, maybe even beating Dubois twice as well if they do rematch. We have to take our hat off to Usyk. He is a shining example of what a heavyweight champion should be inside and outside the ring. The guy is a class act. So, yeah, that's it for my instant reaction, guys. Like I said, I'm going to go watch the fight back now once or twice, proper analyze it, break it down, and have something a bit more detailed for you to dive into. So, I'll be back with that very soon. But until then, guys, peace.